Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another stream. It's been a while with all kind of vacation and visiting some family, but good to be back and kind of happy to show a little bit of the work that has happened in between uh, busier work and you know vacation and visiting family. So hopefully everybody's doing okay. And yeah, let's get to it. As usual, I'll start with some of the updates and also hopefully the audio is coming in okay. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that I've kind of worked on and came up with. Hey, Atlantica, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday, indeed. Okay, aside from some work that has been done on just like some cleanup and rearranging some things around. Legends Never Die. Welcome, welcome. I've also worked on some of the mechanics. A lot of it has gone into like the distractor object and the bow, as well as uh, also doing like the combat with like the fisticuffs that I've shown last time, and it wasn't really working as well as I was hoping. And also like a stealth takedown. Stealth takedown, which I'll show you. The animation still needs to be worked out a little bit, but it does what it expects, what's expected. So let's start with kind of how the fist works. So now, whenever if you don't have a weapon equipped and you go into like a punching motion, you just kind of end up like this. So you can like throw punches. Um, and the only thing that I need to fix is kind of the orientation. So I had it working so where if you were looking down, you would like actually punch down and not just straight forward. So yeah, the fist would be in that position for a little bit, and they do damage. Those little sphere capsule traces. They read for when you connect to something, and it deals damage to enemy. So that was one thing. The other thing was, as I was saying, the distractor. So right now there's like an enemy on this side. So let's go and kind of go around him, which he's sitting right there. So the distractor would kind of work like this. And this was also kind of just work that I had to learn on how to do as to just have like this prediction arc as to like I can hit him with the with the little stick, well, not the stick but like a rock. So yeah, when you throw this right now the thing is just a grenade, so he would go and kind of just he would go and investigate. And now I can show you like the stealth takedown. So if you're behind him, um, yeah, the like I said, the animation is lacking, but you would be able to kind of I guess you can get him to do a split. So yeah, the ragdoll works a little bit better as well on this guy. So yeah, that's also another thing. I'll start again. So we got the the enemy fresh. So the other thing that I'm mostly proud of, I would say, is the bow. So the bow, the way the bow works is, if you remember, originally it had this little display. So let me just go full screen. So it had this little display there that would tell you how many arrows you have, which was really kind of, um, well, I've I mean, there might be like really, really high-tech bows that show you that, but I doubt it. And I've never seen that in a video game, so I thought, it doesn't really make sense. And hey, Maxim, welcome, welcome. It's going good. It's going good. Welcome. Hey, Name, hello. So what I decided to do is, you can see like I've seen some. I was looking at some hunting bows and stuff like that, and they do have like a rack on the side of the bow where you can like mount the arrows. So I thought, hey, that's gonna be the best way to tell to tell the player how many arrows you have, and and you can see him pretty well. You know, you got like four hour, four hour, four arrows right now, and I think I have a small bug where there's like an index that's a little bit off. So, so when you shoot the bow, this arrow is also the same class, same parent class as the distractor projectile, and as it's going to be for like a knife throw. And so they all generate this little prediction arc. So depending on, you know, this is a bow, so it's going to shoot farther, and then you're going to be able to throw a distractor object probably. The reason that I wanted to do this prediction arc is I was just testing to see how it works um, in Far Cry 5, and it seems like you can shoot an arrow across the map if you want to, which is not physically possible, but it didn't really, you couldn't really tell where you shoot it or like how far you can shoot it. It seems like you can, you know, if you draw all the way back, you can shoot it into, you know, the next level. But I was trying to do it with this prediction arc so you can like, um, you know, see where this goes, and then you know if it like lands on the player, on the enemy, and there he goes. He goes down, and he's and as you can see, there's only you know, two arrows left now on the rack, I would call it, like on the mounting thing. So you can see like, and the other thing that I didn't really like about Far Cry is that you're always in this mode, you know. So when you press fire, it it pulls back the bow, and then I think when you release it, it actually fires the arrow, and you have to press a different key to cancel it. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have it right, you know, aiming is going to be right key, a right mouse button, and then when you fire is going to be, you know, your fire button. So as you can see, there's like 1 hour left, and this is this is the little arrow that I was mentioning that I'm actually out of arrows, and so I got a little bit of an index problem there. Um, yeah. So yeah, in Far Cry 5, they do a, I think it's a one-shot kill as well in Far Cry 5. So that's how I have it in my game as well. And but yeah, that's um you know, the way I wanted to have it is like kind of tell you where you're shooting, so it's not, you don't want to expect that I'm going to be able to shoot somebody with a bow over here on the mountain, right? On this little hill. And so yeah, it's I haven't played Legends Never Die. And name, sorry, I'll get to, I'll answer your question as well. Um, Legends Never Die. I haven't played H1Z1. I'm not in. Uh, I've heard that name before. It's like the kind of like the forest kind of game. Um, so, but yeah, right click to aim and not fire until you left click, and that's, you know, I kind of wanted to have the you know, if you release from, you know, right mouse button, you just kind of cancel out and you just go out of aiming. um, so yeah, hey Imran, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's been a while, you know, like I was saying, you know, it's been vacation, you know, visiting family, then some power outage, then some computer issues, so it was like a kind of a storm. And you know, some changes with at work that uh, got some extra busy time with work, and that kind of took me out of things. Atlantica, please don't have controls where picking up loop is the same way as picking up a different weapon. Oh, um, so it's all. So uh, I only have saw you on the milk carton. But as far as the controls, there's only like I only use one key for interacting with stuff. So if you pick up a weapon, it's going to be E, but that's only for interacting. You know, it's hopefully I'm hopefully answering your question. I hope I'm understanding it as well. So yeah, but name, I wanted to get to your question. Do you have any tutorial about environment design for games? Um, so I think on my channel, I don't really have too much of that because again, I'm just a hobbyist. There's people that do this full time, as their day job. So they might be much better at this than I am. As far as environment design, um, I have a tutorial on just building like a procedural forest, and that's uh, but I think I I would want to say that I like what I end up making, but then again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I mean, I can say my stuff looks great, but somebody can come along and is like, ah, you're missing this and missing that. That actually knows and might have gone to school for that, and they work towards that. But but yeah, if you want to check my channel, there's a video on building a procedural forest. And I think, if you enjoy any of the live streams, a good portion of it I dedicate towards environment design. And again, I I kind of make things as I like them. Of course, inspiration from some of the video games I played, e.g. Far Cry 5, Days Gone, and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't have like a series per se, and I actually most of the people that I follow on YouTube when it comes to Unreal Engine, they actually make gameplay stuff, so like mechanics and because like the visual aspect, I'm just gonna do what I like, uh, and I hopefully people will like it back. So. Um, Oh, Legends, thank you so much. Yeah. But H1Z1, is that like a survival multiplayer game like The Forest? I've always like kind of heard it in the same kind of category with The Forest. You build your base, you defend your base, there's like some kind of enemies attacking you and the like. I couldn't recall if that was the case. Um, yes, all right. So I hope you guys like some of the updates. And like I said, mainly those were around the bow that I wanted to, because I really like the bow mechanics in general in all the games that I've played and like the stealth aspect of it. And like I said, the other one was being able to have like a distractor. So like, and have it actually work properly, so like, attracting the enemy and then kind of taking them out. And some other things. I guess I need to. Oh, there we go. I got a little bug that I'm noticing now, where I'm aiming, where I wasn't aiming, but the prediction arc were still happening. And yeah, so like just trying to get a little bit more realistic ragdolling out of this guy as well. That was a little bit of a fun process, but um, but yeah, the the distraction was also kind of a fun thing to do, and I had a lot of headache with the physics. So like basically the main thing was when I shoot an arrow um, and oh, this is a new one. That's something new. Okay, well, I guess I need to look into that. I was just playing before this with a little bit of adjustment on the wrist so that the bow points in the right direction. But the other thing that I wanted to mention was like when you shoot the bow, like the arrow you'll be able to kind of pick it back up. So um, and so that was like the other thing that I've been looking into. And so now the arrow is here. The only thing that I need to do is replace it with something that you can pick up and replenish your arrows. Oh, okay, yeah, Battle Royale. Gotcha, gotcha. Because I know for whatever reason I kind of thought it's been around for a while, and that's why I was That's why it sounded so familiar to me because I heard the name and yeah, but I couldn't recall because I know it was a pretty old one as to if people are still playing it or not. So I did not know uh, whether that's the case. Um, okay, well, so that was unfortunately I wish I had more to show you. It's like I said, being away for a while, but that took a little bit of doing over this past week, and most of it was I think a lot of time I've spent on my nemesis, which is collision profiles and collisions to make sure like the when the arrow hits, it stays there, but when the distractor projectile falls, it just kind of rolls a little bit on the ground, doesn't like disappear once it hits the ground. So picture like a coin, right? You toss a coin or something, uh, and it hits the ground, it's not gonna vanish immediately. It immediately it hits something. And so those were after I've spent way too much time on just trying to get those right. Okay. So those were the main updates. Definitely a lot of fun that I've had with implementing these. And with that said, also the part with the rifle I'm still trying to figure out how to do. It might be just a kind of pulling up the magazine and looking at it, like halfway through the reload animation maybe, and and see if you still got bullets in the magazine. And so or maybe do a count at that point. I'm still trying to figure out how to do the the magazine count for the rifle. That might be a little bit more difficult. So just to limit the UI as much as I can. I'm probably just uh, pushing it way too much, but because I like in Far Cry 5, what they do is they actually just have that showing like the a small count on the bottom right corner, just telling you, okay, you got like 3 arrows left, you got 2 hours left, and it only shows it for a little bit once you fire, I believe. And so that could be something to do for the rifle maybe, or like the kind of the the weapons, like the bullet type weapons. All right. Well, so that was kind of some of the updates. And Name, if you're still around, I'm gonna jump into like the main level that I have here, and just for a little bit of level design for the rest of the stream, a little bit more of a visual side of stuff. This was just a lot of, back end, blue, blue, blueprinting and blueprint work. But but it was fun. It was also good to I've cleaned up quite a bunch of stuff that were just um, used in 3 different places and didn't do anything. Like some components that were attached to a couple of classes that I was making no use for them, and yeah, so that was also part of the work, but it's got to be done. It's not the funnest aspect of anything, but has to be done. So yeah. All right. Well, and here, what I wanted to do, and Name, if you have any questions, if you're still here, you feel free to ask me. I can probably show you around a little bit of some of the stuff that I've done here, and or maybe if you have any questions as to how'd you do that or something like that, let me know. Um, all right, so let me see. Just gonna close a little bit of this stuff here. And yeah, so what I was planning on doing is not get this number to go really high again for no unknown reasons. but still working on, kind of pulling back some of the um, some of these counts for like from the statistics. But something that we started with last week, and it was almost close to getting done, was some of this area, and these shaders I need to fix them. Was this area around like the mobile home, and we kind of fixed up some of this porch around the entrance to one of these mobile homes. But the one thing that I wasn't really happy with, we managed to set up a little bit of the textures around this mobile home, but it's still not really complete. Like the roof is just probably the UV unwrap is not done. Um, and there's also no interior. So let's maybe we'll get a little bit of that done today, and at least to finish off some of the trims. I managed to find this little interesting piece that I've done a while ago. Can't remember how long ago, but just like a trim sheet, and I'm gonna try and make use of some of this on on the um, on the trailer home. Kind of around. Mainly just probably around like where the materials, the different um, UV orientations meet. So, basically like right here, because you can see it's a little bit jarring, kind of the change between the two. Maybe somewhere around the door trim, and that should probably help with how this looks, because it is kind of a repeating asset, and I uh, I do want to make it look as good as it can be, not going overboard with it, but still trying to get it in as good as possible. And with these, I can definitely make use of some of these to do like the edging around the windows, maybe some of, like I said, this welded section here to be like the edging around where the vertical and the horizontal piece join. So basically just going across here and across here. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so for that, I'm just gonna go into this level instance, and I'm gonna need to export this mobile home. And also the other thing that I might be able to do is there's a couple of materials here, so I might be able to also um, you know, reduce one draw count. Maybe it's not that much, but could still help. So I'm just going to export this because it's been a while and I do not remember where this is at. I mean, this is also part of kind of the downside of working on this by yourself. Once you go back into some of these things, you're kind of like, oh, where did I put it? I might need to export it back again. Hey, Alexander, welcome, welcome. Would you return to CryEngine? Unfortunately, no. It's I think as when I was on CryEngine, I really liked the engine. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed learning C++, and I think it does it much cleaner than Unreal does C++, at least from what I've seen from Unreal C++. But but unfortunately there's just I don't think there's a future for it. I mean, there's nothing that tells me at the moment that um, CryEngine is coming back, to be honest. I think it's just going to be as an internal tool from what I can tell. It's been years since they pushed any update or any news to their site, and I think they removed the roadmap or something like that. I've checked it. I keep on checking it just to keep up to date with it, but unfortunately um, it's just not enough. I mean, um, so I'm sorry, but yeah, there's just I mean, the marketplace is dead. That's been the fact, I think, from the beginning. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do, but At the moment, unfortunately, I'm not very optimistic about it. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry. Are you using it or currently? All right, so I'm gonna import that that thing I just exported. So let's see. And I get to use some more of the. I haven't used Blender in a while. I don't think I've ever used it while at home. Oh, okay, yeah. But are there any news related to new releases or anything like that? All right, so let's take a look at some of these materials here because we got some areas that I'm not entirely sure that they have, and this is one of the issues I was talking about, where there's like multiple UV maps onto one of these, and it just kind of is a little bit of a pain to get them working, both of them. So let's see. I'm gonna try and figure out which one's which, because what I need to do is whenever you have that, I need to separate them. And so there's this section here. And what I can do is, let's try and select, you can do a selection for UVs. And then let's see if I do this one. It looks like this might be on that other selection. Yeah, see, this is sometimes I hate how some developers do it. They might have their reasons. Again, I'm not an expert. This came off of Sketchfab, but and they make a ton of different separate pieces, and they all have different UVs. So if you mix them into one, it's just gonna turn up with like 5 different UVs or something like that. Yeah, Legends, that's true. Uh, I mean, some of it works, some of it is just kind of messy. And that's why, uh, there's great stuff on Sketchfab, but just grain of salt, like you're gonna end up fixing some stuff. I like this one particularly uh, from the arch I wouldn't call it architectural side of things, like the how it's built, because it really reflects what a mobile home would look like. Uh, Yeah, I mean, I think what's gonna happen here is I'm just gonna redo the UVs because they're pretty straightforward. They're like the window trims, and also probably all the materials. So the the mesh itself looks great. I really like the scale of it. I really like the design of it. But it's just the materials that are like a little bit, well, or the UVs. And that might have been on me as well, where I might have instead of renaming all the UVs, I might have just merged it into one and just didn't then created a mess. So that kind of leaves me to think um, if I should maybe let me take a quick look. If I can find it easily, um, the mesh itself, I can just re-import it. Bear with me for one quick minute here, hopefully less than a minute, but let me see. Um, yes, I think I have it. Okay, let me see if this is if I can re-import it and actually fix it. So I got the mobile home walls. So there we go. Oh yeah, so it is merged into one. That's a bummer. Oh, actually, No, it's my bad. I was looking at the wrong thing. I might have be looking at the wrong thing. So this one, it's good. So like I said, it might have been something I caused. Let me see. But yeah, this one, um, it's not the case for everything. Okay, there we go. So yeah, these ones, this ones is great actually. They all have the same. They're just called UV map, which is perfect. But like I said, out of all of these, the only thing that I need is this. And this looks good. It's one UV map. Let's see if all of these are unwrapped, and it looks like they are. Smooth metal. Just gonna rename some of these things just to kind of this is gonna be like the uh, foundation metal. Then the black plastic. This is, yeah, see for these, I don't really need like an individual one. I can just make that out of one of the other materials. Let's see, concrete. That can also be part of one of the other materials. The glass is going to be glass, no questions about it. Let's see, the white plastic this is kind of the frame of the whole thing. And the one thing that I might actually want to change is that this should be like a roofing type of material, and I think for this one I'm gonna do something a little different. So instead of concrete, I'm gonna rename this to uh, roof, and then let's select the roof here and assign this. So that way this white plastic is gonna be, just gonna call it um, trim plastic. Let's see, this dark wood is also for the door. And I'm thinking for this one, I'm just gonna remove it because I'm gonna have an interactable door, and so these are not gonna be needed. So let's get rid of these and get rid of this material. There you go, cutting some more off of it. And also, not entirely sure what this one. Oh, so this is also part of the trim. So I am going to remove this stuff, remove this door. But in the meantime, let's keep the windows and kind of the trim around there. Also, let's remove this one. I'm not entirely sure. This is the foundation metal. Okay, so at least they use the same material for this one. And also we can like get rid of some of this extra geometry. Okay, that's good. Let's make sure that we got everything. And I think this one, I was saying that I'm just going to try and replace it with the trim plastic. So that way we can remove this one as well. All right, so there's that foundation metal. Then the roof, we got the roof, glass, got the trim plastic. We got the exterior siding white, and exterior siding blue. Let's see, this would be exterior siding top and bottom. And then this would be exterior siding middle. Okay, so that makes it quite a bit better. So now what I wanted to do is add some of the trim that I was showing you guys. So kind of stuff like this. And what I did is I've exported this trim. So hopefully I can find it and import it. Let me see, where did I put it? Trims, okay. So right in here, let's import that. I think it's an OBJ. There we go. So these are the trims. And I'm also going to place the the material, at least the default. Let me make sure that the UVs are the same. Yeah, so that one's UV map, this one's UV map. I'm not gonna need the light map anyway. I can keep it. But I am going to, from here, just gonna export this and import it into here so I'm picking up the right pieces. And again, this is just one material that's gonna uh, work out the trim around the entire thing. And let's export these textures. Let me make sure that I'm importing it. Uh, I want to export it to the right place. All right, so this is document channels post normal. Let's see, hopefully I got the right stuff for everything. All right, so these are going to be like this. And this way I can tell a little bit better what's what I'm placing where. So for example, this kind of this riveted trim, I might place around some of the joints between the two sections. And also what I wanted to do here is I'm going to try, if I can, and change some of these materials. Let's see, can we do that? I can't recall how you can do this in here to get it to show like the color without actually selecting something in a different panel. Hey, Stubbornox, welcome, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? All right, so let's see. At least we know this is. We're gonna have to join them anyway, so it should be fine. All right, so for starters, I'm gonna start. For starters, I'm gonna start, but I'm gonna start with this one here and this one. And might as well, let's see what else we can use. Um, let's use one of these metal bars. All right, so I'm going to join these now. Let's see, I think I might need to assign the texture again to these so I know which one's which, if possible. Did I? Oh no, there we go. Oh, I had the wrong UV selected. All right. So now I'm going to pick up the one with the rivets and try to place them like kind of just going alongside the wall. I'm really curious to see how this is going to look once it's in the engine. All right, so I believe it was here that section was like splitting the two materials. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this edge and move it all the way back to here. And now let's just adjust the UV. Actually, let me just do this part here so we're only seeing the one that's selected. And I'm gonna try and scale it. It's too much. It's really eyeballing it right now as far as the scaling of the UVs. I'm just trying to get these rivets to be as round as possible, maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, not that, but this. Actually, it needs to be smaller or okay, that could be like that. All right, so I'm going to export this into the engine and just see how it looks before I start, kind of cutting out the pieces. All right, so there's some of that trim. And what I need to do is, I'm not sure if this material made it in. Trim, no, that's trim plastic. So let's add the metal trim. All right, so we're assign it to that. And I was kind of thinking that this one had a material, but no, it's got it's called default material. And yeah, that kind of made it in, but not as I really wanted it to. So let's get some of this stuff. Select it, assign the metal trim to it, and I'm going to export it as is at the moment. And back into here. Let's call this, what did I call it in the engine? I don't want to overlap the naming. So it's called the mobile home walls. So I'll just name it mobile home exterior. All right. So let's just import it and see how it looks. So I'm just going to place it in here as well because it's got the same name. So I think it's all in one mesh, so it should be fine. Let's go ahead and import it. And I'm going to start with the same materials for the, um, that I currently use, this corrugated surface. Interestingly enough, this came through as with the material, in the red and the bluish color, yeah, which is cool. But I I'm gonna say I did not expect it that way. But there you go, pretty nice. All right, and I think there's a little bit of an issue here with my with these trims that I just need to flip them apparently inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and export this. And where is the metal trim that I am not seeing it. Let's take a quick look at the normal's direction. And yeah, right now they're like inside, so they should be like that. There we go. Not sure why the first time it didn't come through, but anyways, let's go ahead and get some of the materials first off of this. So we got this pipe, which could potentially be, let's see how it looks on the foundation. Okay, that looks pretty good on that. Let's take a look at the roof is going to be something different. We can do the glass. Then the trim plastic, we'll just use this brown plastic here for now. You know, this is kind of for the windows, as you can see around here. Now the corrugated trim. So we have this one for that, and then the yellow one for middle. There we go. And now the metal trim. So I'm going to import the metal trim that I've exported. Let's see, hopefully trying to keep things organized. And probably going to try and place it under materials and trims. All right, so there we go, right in here. I think it should work to import these guys. Metallic. I got 4 of these. Unfortunately, they named their name. They came the naming from my Substance Painter export is default material, and that's how they came through. So let's just, I'm going to quickly rename it to score trims. Also do a quick save just so that I don't run into any crashes. All right, so now the material, we'll adjust this one as well. All right, let's apply it. So remember, this is going to be these sections here, and there we go. It's actually pretty cool. Might could be a little bit less, I mean, a little bit rougher, and maybe metallic could be. Metallic is fine. I think it's just the roughness that I can, you know, bump it up a little bit. But and then let me see the normal. Oh yeah, the normal was really low, so I'm gonna do the normal pretty pronounced. So there we go. This is what I was referring to when I wanted to have some trims going across things. And I mean, this is a very small example of it, but yeah, the same could be done around you know, around the windows. And because right now I was thinking that the windows are, yeah, like the trim is UV unwrapped, but it's probably that this yeah, okay, there it is. So it is UV unwrapped. Um, it could be better if this one would be some kind of like a grain wood and then I can just do some UV unwrap on the windows. Uh, but right now they don't look too bad. It's just that now I have the trim in there, and that one looks pretty good, so I like that. Um, what I might do is I might do the windows with the other trim. So let's do that real quick. That should be pretty simple. And one thing that I like to do is turn on ambient occlusion. That I think that helps quite a bit with kind of the depth perception in here. All right. So first, let me go into here and pick up this trim. As you can see right now, I think I've just done it. It's not a full, kind of like a full rectangle, and but that could be easily fixed. So I'm gonna grab this, and let's see. So I'm gonna start with the door itself to have some of this around it. And I'm gonna do an Alt J just to remove the triangulation. And then, oops, I think I might have left something here that didn't get properly cleaned up. All right, so for this one, I'm just gonna turn it into like a kind of a rectangular pipe. And I need to snap to Vortex. All right, there we go. Though I did expect it to remove more than just two vertices. Why did it not do that? Let's try and do a quick fix. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. All right, so this one is going to act as the trim around the probably redone windows and around the door. So let's make that happen. And we might do, I'm trying to think, let's actually do a frame right now from this because I still need to do the kind of the top here. And then the bottom. And actually, let me, if anybody's interested, some of the shortcuts with the new Blender are pretty similar. And just in case if it helps anybody, I think um, that's always been helpful for me, like learning the shortcuts. Hey Bob, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? All right, so that one fits in. What I wanted to do is I'm just gonna create like a frame and then just you know extend it out depending on the size of the opening. So I got this. Oh, awesome. Good to have fellow Blender users as always. All right, so we got kind of like a, I'm not sure, I think they call like casings when it's like the window frame like that. So for this one, so I'm just gonna try and place it in here, and we'll just go about adjusting it to fit the opening. And I usually just, we'll select uh, all the vertices and just, pull them around to get them to fit as close as possible. This is like a little bit of a um, awning, I think you might call it. There we go. Oh, awesome. Yeah, yeah. I was kind of wondering if how you came along with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, AI can be a little bit daunting, and depending on kind of your course of, your where you choose to go with, as far as because there's a couple of ways to do it. Like just some people do it strictly through blueprints. Some people like myself, I would go with like behavior trees, and so whichever way you choose to do it, yeah, it's all good. Okay, so now I have this done here. So I'm gonna use the same thing for the window openings. Oh yeah, and that's how it starts, I mean, in the beginning, it's um it's all minimalistic. That's how I started. And I just, as I learned, I expanded off of that. Whoopsie, that's not what I wanted to do. Just wanted to duplicate it and create the window opening here. So yeah, but like I said, it can be it can feel daunting because it's something that's very different, like um, the way that the behavior trees work, you know. So until you get used to it, and even for myself, I still go back to like, certain tutorials and like how was this done, you know, as I add some new features. Like what I was working on, I don't think I got to show it on the AI. Like I've added cover, for my AI. So basically, what it does, it patrols around, holds the rifle, it sees you start shooting, um, and it kind of moves to different positions. And then once it runs out of bullets, it goes into cover, reloads, and then starts shooting again. So that's another thing that I was working on. I don't think I got to show it, but hopefully I'll remember to show it tomorrow. But yeah, so that was quite a lot of fun. All right. Well, now I think I got some of this in here done. Should look a little bit better, I think. We'll see once I get this in there. This is kind of like the framing. And since they carry the same material, it's going to be pretty easy. And we'll see how this is going to look. I'm going to need to adjust some of this, kind of just bring it down a little bit to there. I still like that awning section, so Might as well keep it. There we go. Just trying to frame that in because it looked a little ugly. Maybe it's because of the UVs. Maybe it's just the material. But just trying to frame that in, and we'll see how that looks. I'm gonna export this, but in the meantime, let me just also cut this here, so that way we don't have that going across the window. Sometimes what I like to do is I just like to use like edge loops to cut things like this. So just like that. Because they don't mess with the UVs either, so it makes things pretty easy. All right, there we go. Can't recall, can you texture paint in this version? Yes, I believe so. I mean, I haven't tried doing too much of it, but I believe you can. Like, I mean, I'm not an expert in Blender by any means necessary. I just know some things that I can do really quick, like this hard surface modeling, and that's kind of the extent of of what I know. But yeah, here, so just adding this extra little bit of trim around this, I think helped quite a bit. So now we'll just do it for the other ones, and I'll try and use instead of this, I'll try and get like a little bit of a kind of a wood grain, and we'll see how that looks for the window uh, window sides, and I think that should add a little bit more to it. So let me find something real quick. Wood, and I'm gonna try and use one that I know that I've used already, and it looks pretty good. It's got some really nice wear to it. Not like the survival. You know, 300 years have passed since the humanity has gone, but like you would see on a regular wear and tear. So I'm gonna try and find that if I can recall uh, the um, the package that it was in. If not, I might just need to fly over to it. Ah, there you go. I remembered. It was something like look out, look something. Okay, so there we go. I think I found something here that might do it. And that's used throughout in other places, just trying to reuse as much stuff as possible, get that video memory number down. But um, let's see, so we'll try and go with one of these instead of this pipe new. The only problem is that this pipe new, let me see, which one is this one? That's the one on the bottom, and this is the trims. Okay, perfect. So we'll go with something like this, and this is what I meant about the wood. As you can tell, the only thing that could be nice to have, and this should be pretty easy to do. Luckily, all the windows, there's only, two, three types of windows, and they're not too complicated to do. It is time consuming, but this should be pretty easy. So what I want to do is just grab these pieces and make sure they're oriented the same way. So for example, these, as you can see, they're all over the place, or at least like they're in in various different angles. I hope I don't have anything else selected. I don't. All right, so what I'm looking at is this little window here. So I wanted to get everything to kind of aligned to the way this is. See? So it looks like the grain of the wood is horizontal. And in here, what I wanted to do is all these, I want them to be horizontal. So the ones that aren't, let's try and get them to be as they should. And I thought I was selecting UV islands. There we go. Something this is what I'm trying to do. And let's see if all the other ones down here are vertical, and they seem to be, which is good. All right, so I'm just going to export this again. There's actually a really cool plugin. I'm not sure if it's still being developed, called Blender Import. I've tried it a couple of times, and once I make a change in here and I save it, it just re-imports the model. I'm not entirely sure how it works if you have multiple models in the Blender file, but um, it's something to, if anybody's interested, it's something that you could check out. It's actually pretty cool. All right, so this one, why is it still? Did I not select everything? Oh, my bad. They should have actually been horizontal as well, because it's the UVs. I was looking at the mesh. Oh, they're vertical. That's fine. Okay, let's export this and re-import it. Yeah, so I know it's something. It's a small thing. Like just the grain on the wood is like, who cares? But I do. So yeah. Hey, Subun, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? And yes, there we go. And with that, I think also what could add a little bit more, even more detail, because I'm like getting obsessed with this now. But what I'll do is I have this really cool, and I'm gonna do something like this. Let's see which one. This, these parts here, these are the trims. Okay, so I've actually used wood for those, which should actually not be pretty good because there's going to be like the back side of the trailer that's going to be wood, some corrugated sides, and then the wood on the front with probably some metal sides here. So I actually didn't even look at the front after I changed this. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's not too bad. And if I get the casing for the window to be of that metal trim, I think that should be good enough. Um, so this is I'm using 2.79. I know it's kind of ancient, but it's the one that I have a bunch of the plugins that I use, like some of the add-ons that I use, and yeah, so that's why I stuck with that one. All right. Well, let me take another look at. I'm kind of wondering if maybe could we use this wood instead of this metal around here? I'm wondering. Um, so there's this little kind of worn down wood instead of the metal. Trying to figure out if which one would look better. I mean, it is a metal kind of frame, like the exterior, and I do like shiny stuff. But let's actually see how it looks in the level. Haven't actually taken a look to see how the world itself looks like. So we have the mobile homes. There's like a few of them. Let's just replace them with the new. Okay, so let's save these and see how it looks once it's lit up. Yeah, I do kind of like there's still a little bit too reflective, but I do like having the trims be metal, to be honest. And then the wood in the front, I think that works out, and I'll do this trim. I'll make that out of I think out of metal as well. But let's do this window as well, like fix this one and see how that turns out. All right, so since I already have this framing here, I'm just going to use that. And I might as well use the window and just scale it up instead of like having to deal with, everything that's going on in here. We'll just make two of these. This is a little bit too, it's not, it wouldn't be too bad, but yeah. Let's just remove these. And, oh yeah, this is from the inside. So now I can just grab some of this stuff from here. So we'll just make it like this. I think that should be good enough. Let's see if we can make it so we're not going to break the UV islands in here. We'll need to make some small fixes, I think, but shouldn't be too bad. All right. Well, I think that should fit in pretty good. We'll fix that after after I fix the UVs here. And what I'd like to do is just kind of grab everything here and do this. Maybe I went a little too far like that. There we go. All right, so I think that should take care of it. And just gonna bring this up like that. And actually, I'm not gonna need that anymore. There we go. And there, you have that window on that side. Kind of the trim blends a little bit better into that. I see there's like a little bit of an issue with this one here, so I think the UV's got a little bit off there. That should be an easy fix. All right, that's good. I'm gonna try and see if I can use um, this again, but I'm gonna use the section where the there's like a welding bead on it. So right here where these come together, and for the UVs, I'm gonna move those right over where this bead is, because since they're all kind of the same size, I can just change the UVs on that section of trim to something else. All right, and let's see how this looks. And there we go. It's just a little bit of detail just to kind of break things up a little bit. I think that helps. All right, now we get to these corners. I'm not sure why, but I feel like corners are quite important from the view because I've played around with adding um, like just a small decal on the corners, a decal with a kind of just a normal in it. So basically just a detail surface. And that adds so much from it just being like a flat corner to having that little bit of a dent in it. And if anybody's interested in what I'm saying, I can show you if if anybody says anything. But yeah, that's usually very that's quite a bit, I think. All right. Well, let's add this here, and I'm gonna do um, let's select this. I got this little cool plugin UV squares, and it if this is like kind of bent like this, it just straightens everything out. So I'm gonna try and position this to about maybe where this or so this is where this is the part with the weld. So I might want to do it with the rivets. So this one here, where is it? Did I just select it? I think I did. All right, so this I want to make it here. Try and just place it right on top of where the rivets are. It's kind of small at the moment. We'll see how big those are gonna be. Not sure if it's gonna look that great, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, and I forgot to assign the material. But even with just if I was to use it with wood, it still looks quite a bit better. But let me assign the proper material. Okay, it's not too bad. uh, I think. How does it look in the world? Okay. I think it's a little too big, so I might wanna split it in two. So basically what I want to do is something like this. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to turn out, but bear with me. So basically I'm going to take this section here and then I'm going to take this section here and do the same. And it'll be kind of like two pieces with rivets joined together. Uh, I'm really uh, kind of people that are building mobile homes are be like, what is this guy doing? But I guess got to work with what you have. So let's see how this experiment is going to work. Oh, actually not too bad. So I was thinking of it as like two pieces of trim coming together, like um, that are just kind of bolted into place. So yeah, I think that's going to work. All right. The only thing might be me. They get a little weirdly stretched around here. Not entirely sure. Like this section is pretty straight, but down through here, it's a little bit of a. Let me see. Oh, I think I might know what's going on. Or I hope I do. There we go. That's better. So let's make these like that. Yeah, sometimes I'm kind of blaming myself. I'm a little too picky, but I hope it ends up looking okay. There we go. So we got a bunch of this riveted edging around kind of the pieces that join the corners of the trailer home. So yeah, there we go. All right, let's add something for this section here around like just create this metal trim around the window like we've done over here. All right, so I'm just going to do the same thing, just grab these pieces. Let's see how these fit in. Okay, that's pretty good there. Okay, I think that's gonna fit. Okay, well, let's see what's coming of this. All right, there it is. And I think around the bottom of this, I can also do a little bit of trim. That should make it look a little bit better as well. And I think this should work a little bit better as a wood, like some kind of siding. And since I already used that as well, let me see where do I have it? Planks painted. There we go, something like that. So there's like um, some splitting in that in the wood and as well on the back. Oh yeah, that's really good now. Much better, I think. Like these ones should be modified here to be oriented the proper way. And yeah, it's kind of sometimes, I wish I would do more of the texturing, like import all the textures in Blender and look at the UVs that way. But I'm not sure. I visualize it much better in the engine. So I just go back and adjust the UVs. If I start something from scratch, like a completely from scratch model, yeah, I do it in Blender. But these are, just editing existing pieces, and somehow I feel it, easier to do it in here. Hey, Design 3D Space. Um, yeah, I mean, from 2.79 to 4, it's a big difference. And especially if you're doing this, like a full-time slash job slash kind of contract stuff. Yeah, definitely do that. On my end, it's just I'm so used to 2.79 that I was like, oh man, I think I'm gonna just stick to it because I know how to do things in it. Um, when I tried when 3.0, because I mean I think that was like one of the biggest changes from 2.79, and some of the new ones came along. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. But then I was like, do I need to repurchase all the add-ons? Do I need to there were like too many changes for what I was doing with it. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and that's how I looked at it. In the end, I still end up with the same results I would have from you know th- uh the 3 series and now the 4 series. But you know um, I still have everything working as I'm used to, and that was like the main thing for me. All right, well, let's see how that front area is looking. There we go. Yeah, I think adding those trims definitely helps. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. All right, let me add some doors in here, and we'll see how that's gonna look. All right, so we got some exterior doors going on right there. And actually might as well. Let's see how this is gonna look. Yeah, I'm guessing the stuff around this area, that metal piece that I've added, wasn't really helpful. I wanted to try and see how it looks at night. Um, oh yeah, that's all right. Not too bad. Let's see if this was nighttime. Oh, I think I went a little overboard with the uh, with the volumetric fog, but not too bad. I think it still looks looks decent. But yeah, the night. Why did I make this so strong? Let's see. Night exponential height fog. Second fog data. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, that would work with on a kind of a nighttime scenario, I would think. Uh, there's still some stuff that I don't really like about the way the volumetric fog is, but that makes it a little bit better. Yeah, okay. So I mean, it looks decent at night if I were gonna go with that option. I think sunset looks all right. Daylight, daylight might this might not need to be turned on, but yeah, I was kind of wondering how it looked with all the metallic pieces on it, like all the trim, and that looks pretty good. Like I was looking for the kind of the reflections and such. But yeah, that looks all right. I mean, it is a matter of since this is the standard door size in the game to adjust the openings to match this. So if I was to go in here, I am going to go ahead and remove these. And I think these could be just a little bit wider like that. I think that might fit for that opening. Let me just also clean up some of this some of these things sticking out like that, and these ones. So this is literally just an edge slide, and um, if you press T, you'll see that you know, you can have it so that it keeps the correct UVs and it doesn't just mess up the UVs as you move like one of those edges along, like you would like it would happen when you just use G, you know, moving things around. All right, let me just re-import this. All right, there it goes. And let's see. Okay, I think that actually fits. Nice. Okay. So yeah, this one's really coming together. Let's do the roof as well, because that was the last material that I don't have anything assigned to. And let me see what I've used in the past is some kind of roof slate. I've been using it for my uh, the other roofs as well. I definitely need to do a little bit of a cleanup. Where is that? Oh, I need to be a material. 1 second. And where is this instance? Oh, I am a little lost. Let me see. What was that one called? If it's not a broken material, that is, which looks like it might be tarmac roof. Oh yeah, it was from the time of virtual texturing things. Let me try and fix this real quick. Where was this one at? Here. Oh yeah, I still have some of these materials. Hopefully, I don't think the engine should crash. Just gonna try and change them back to regular textures. so there we go. This is mainly to appease the master material. All right, so let's uncheck this. It does take a little bit of time, but there it goes. And I need to change these. Bear with me for just a little bit. Normal color and all right, I think that might have fixed our material. So let's take a quick look. There it goes. So now I can go ahead and apply that to, oh man, this thing keeps on creeping up. Why is it? I mean, when I left for vacation, it was like not even shown sometimes, and now it's in like the 4,000. It's just probably like everything that's loaded right now. So yeah, there's still a little bit of things that I need to trim, I guess. But let's apply the tarmac roof to this. Oh, it's got kind of a poor unwrap, but we can fix that. And some of these are still virtual textures, so texture streaming. Texture streaming. Let's just try and make sure that the material itself doesn't have any more errors. All right, it's almost there. All right, but for this one, I'm trying to think of how I want to do the UV unwrap. If it's like better to have it from like in this direction, or kind of going along the side of it. I mean, I'm kind of fine either way, but I do need to fix this section, these parts here. So I might as well just do another unwrap. Though this is actually a really good unwrap, I have to be honest with you, because it's like straight and just the edges are like that. Um, let's see if I have, man, there's like a ton of these that got imported with the original asset, but just gonna add a quick grid just to see why. Oh, I know why. So this is a world aligned material, and that's why it's kind of just it can't really do anything for the vertical areas. So for that, I just need to change it to just a simple. Actually, I'll create a duplicate of it and make it so it's not world aligned. All right, so let's assign this here, and just gonna move it to the side. All right, there we go. So we have our newly created material, tarmac roof, base color, and normal. All right, and I kind of liked it when it was like, ooh, like this. Whoa, what is happening to it? That came out so weird. Oh, well that could explain it. Like all these. Yeah, that kind of explains it because it's yeah, see how it's like the UVs are stretched. I thought it looked good and it worked great for but the what I did a while back is actually a like one of those triplanar materials. So I'm wondering how that would look. Let's try that out. I'm trying to remember where did I put it. Bear with me for 1 second. This is kind of what it means to be away from things for a while. Uh, there it is. Oh, okay, yeah. So I was using it for bricks. Let's see how it's gonna end up. Yeah, that's not too bad. So I just need to let's actually do it with the tarmac surface. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I like that. Okay, that's good. And let's rotation. We're not gonna need that, and maybe make it a little bit like so-ish. I'm trying to get that line here to just align to this little crease to align to the edge. So there it is. Okay, that I think that works. I'm gonna keep it like that. And yeah, so the prototype-ish kind of work in looks pretty good. What I'll do after the stream is just kind of the little bit of repetitive work to replicate um, what's on that side on this side of the trail of the mobile home, and and I think that should be good. Um, yeah, so I think that's gonna be it for me for today, guys. Appreciate everybody stopping by, saying hi, and glad to have you. And I will see you tomorrow, same time. I'll just schedule it on YouTube and also post it on Discord. So thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Saturday. All right, take care. Bye.